What's up, friends? Welcome back to the Legacy Channel. I'm your host, Alex Tanasi, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't yet, please do so. I'm beginning to ramp back up, making more videos, documenting my TRT journey, as well as the things that God has been teaching me, showing me, preparing me for, because if you guys don't know it by now, there is more to life than this natural physical world that we see every day. There's a spiritual side that influences this physical world, and unless you tune into that side of reality, the spiritual reality, you're going to live an experience that is below what is available for you. And so if you guys have been with me for a while, you know the drill. I've been on TRT since March of 2023, and my experience has been life-changing. If you have low testosterone, you can just a quick little bullet point. If you have low testosterone, you're experiencing low energy, you're experiencing low motivation, borderline depression, you're experiencing a difficulty in getting yourself up out of bed in the morning, and there's low ambition to even strive for more out of life, out of your marriage, out of your children and yourself, like your parenting of your children, your career, the things you want to pursue in life, your goal setting, all of that is somehow missing. So when I started testosterone, that's one of the first things I noticed right away. My focus increased, my motivation and ambition to get up out of bed and to tackle the day. All of a sudden it was there, I was ready to go. And because of that change in my psychology, because of that change in my neurology and in my brain, I've been able to see more opportunities coming across my path, because when I had that low energy, I couldn't see very well. And so what am I saying to you guys today? I have an interview today to be a director of a branch in the same territory that I've been marketing for the last year and a half, which means I'm not starting from scratch, which means all of the hard work I've been putting in and exercising regularly, staying hydrated, waking up and stimulating my mind so that my thoughts are fresh, they're new, they take into consideration how people will respond to me. All of the skills I've been building in my soft skills to talk to people, listen to people, influence people, and even negotiate. All of those things kind of converged together to where I was out in the field just doing my job, and I met the executive branch area territory director, and we just got to talking, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey man, I'm looking for a director for this area's branch, and would you be interested? I said I would entertain a conversation in that direction. So just to tell you guys that if you work harder on your job than you do on yourself, there are opportunities that you're not going to recognize when they come across your path. And so like the late Jim Rohn said, always work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And when the opportunity presents itself, you will be ready. And so with those encouraging words, just letting you guys know why I've kind of been MIA. I've just been working on myself and taking this opportunity seriously. I have that interview today, later this afternoon. And all I got to say is this all started because I took my health seriously. I took my ability to be a husband and a father seriously, because I want to leave a legacy behind. And I imagine you do too. I imagine that you don't want to just settle for, mediocre. I imagine you don't want to settle for normal. I imagine you don't want to settle for just status quo. But it's time to demand more out of yourself. It's time to incorporate some new habits into your daily routine. Habits that are going to send your life in an upward trajectory. Habits like waking up early before your family and reading, working out, planning your day. Because as men, we're leaders. I was reading in Philippians 3:13 this morning. And Paul says, forgetting those things that are behind and striving forward towards those things that are ahead, I press on towards the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. That word striving forward, that word pressing on, it tells me that it has to be intentional. Our moving forward has to be intentional, and it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be fun. If you've ever listened to David Goggins, he speaks the truth in terms of what's waiting for you every day if you want to move forward, and it sucks. Why? Because it's things that you don't want to do. It's problems you don't want to deal with. It's having to face yourself in the mirror and say, come up higher. It's having to face problems that come your way in the face and say, I'm bigger than you, and figuring out a solution. I'm sorry for all this bumpy stuff, but sometimes this is the only opportunity I have to make a video. And so, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm excited for the future. You know, when's the last time that you were able to say that? I'm excited for the future. Brendon Burchard, another individual I follow, he says this: the only way something new comes into your life is if you change. If you don't change, nothing new will come into your life. Sometimes problems don't correct themselves. The only way you can address problems is by you growing and changing so that whatever was a problem is no longer a problem. If finances were a problem, then you have to grow and change and learn how to manage finances. If you're not making enough on your job, then you have to grow and get skills and develop abilities that the market will compensate at a higher level. That's what I did with, going into marketing and sales, because my degree that I had in physical therapy just wasn't bringing home the kind of money that I knew that I could if I just applied myself. And so, this isn't me tooting my own horn. This is me celebrating with you guys that the things that we're talking about matter, work, and if you apply yourself towards them, will bring new, good, awesome opportunities and things into your life. And so maybe you're coming across this for the first time and you're like, well, that's good for you, man. Like, I'm still low energy. I'm still depressed. My relationships are not what they used to be. My career, I'm working at a dead-end job. All of those negative things. And, sometimes that's just the reality of where we have to start. I started as an immigrant who didn't speak any English that came to America when I was 10 years old. We don't have a rich family heritage and legacy in a community, or in an industry. Like, I started from scratch, bro. And if I started from scratch, so can you. I think the thing that separates those that can and those that won't is your attitude. We look to see, well, I want that nice house. I want that nice car. I want more money in my bank account. Yes, and those are good things to desire, especially if you just want to be a better example to your family, a better example to yourself. But the thing about it is wanting that and then learning what it takes to get that and saying, yes, I'm going to do that, are two different things. And sometimes it's our wants. It's our wants that make us depressed. It's our wants that make us feel like we don't, have what it takes. You have to control your wants, your desires. And if you want that, you have to also be willing to do what it takes to get it. And that's where motivation comes in. That's where the striving forward towards those things that are ahead comes in. That's where pressing on towards reaching a higher output that's inside of you that you haven't tapped into yet because you're not willing to do the work. And the work is not just in the book. The book is the beginning. Read the book to learn the skill and then apply the skill. See, that's where we miss it sometimes as guys. Like, I was just thinking a little bit and I was like, man, I've spent so many years trying to be perfect, have all my ducks in a row before I move forward, instead of just moving forward in my imperfection. I was waiting to be perfect before I moved forward. And guess what? I ended up not going anywhere. Because what separates those who will and those who won't is when they apply themselves. And so if you need to go to your doctor to get your blood work done, do it. If you have your blood work done and you have low testosterone, learn what your options are to bring them back up. Because a man needs his testosterone, in my opinion, in the high 800s at least. I just increased my dose from 140 milligrams every 5 to 7 days to 160. You know why? Because even though I was getting that 140 every 5 to 6 days, sometimes I just couldn't make it and it'd be like 8, 9. The reason I went up to 160 is because I wasn't getting the benefits that I knew that I could get if I had a higher dose. And so you have to make decisions, and then you have to apply yourself towards those decisions. And that's what I'm doing. And I hope that this inspires you guys to do the same, even if it's as simple as you signing up for a gym membership and starting to go work out. Right now, I'm about to park the car and get out and start getting after work, because I have responsibility I have to carry. It's not that I want to carry it. I have to carry it. And so with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Until next time.